Hey everybody, it's Liquid Lunch and it's me, Hugh. Daryl has stuck around and he's going to participate in this. We're going to have an amazing conversation. We're very privileged to have Sir Chandan Ghosh joining us here on Liquid Lunch, and it's great to meet you.
Thank you.
Chandan, and you are, well, the website is tantraguru.net.
That's right.
But we're really going to be talking about the science behind cosmic healing.
Okay.
And, as I was saying before, when we hear Tantra, we think of sex. And Daryl said, if this isn't about sex, he's leaving. So he stayed.
I was joking,
Okay.
but okay. I know what Tantra is, but I was just playing
Absolutely.
along in the sandbox of life.
The thing is, Tantra is, before anything else, I said Namaste. Namaste means I bow to your divine self, number one. Number two, Tantra is a very misconstrued word or the connotation in the Western world.
See?
And
Maybe
yes.
Daryl doesn't know what Tantra is.
Oh, I know.
Yes, and it's usually
thriving tantric community.
it's usually taken as a spiritual Viagra, which it is not. It's
Okay.
very far from it.
Okay.
It envelops the entire cosmology. It's that vast,
Okay.
and it's very difficult to talk about the entire Tantra. It's like what we say in India, trying to put the whole ocean in a pitcher, which is not possible.
Okay. So let me ask you, before we get
sure.
into what
Sure,
it's really
sure.
all about and what
Absolutely.
cosmic healing is and that sort of thing, because you haven't, I know you had a career in
Physics and astrophysics.
That was what you studied at university.
That's what academic.
And so this is, and now you're doing this kind
Done
of
this for last more than 40 years.
So what happened? Or was there something that happened, or some sort of
yes.
epiphany for you to get into the Tantra?
Actually, I was very much interested even during my younger days, which everybody wants to know the unknown. So unknown was the life after death, the biggest unknown stuff. And I used to read different bestsellers and life after death. And then one day I was sitting down and I said, how can they write about life after death, the experience, and they all are living still? So how can they write this? No, they cannot write something about what they have not experienced. That was my
Right.
humble thinking. And so that one thing led to another. I went to the Himalayas, and I wanted to make, I used to be a movie maker before, and I wanted to make a movie on Om, the basic universal vibration. Every religion says that before the world was created, there was a word, and the word was God. So every religion, where is Islam, where is Christianity, every Semitic religion or even ancient religions, they gave a lot of importance to sound. But when I started doing research in the Himalayas, I found that I was not competent enough. I was not competent enough to go into such depth. So what next? I met few gurus there. Guru is basically a perceptor. He teaches you or he shows you the path. He cannot walk for you. Walk you must. So I found a few gurus who showed me the path that you have to first realize yourself. If you do not realize yourself, like in India, or rather in ancient scriptures in India, they say, Yatha Brahmande Tatha Pinde, means what is up there in the cosmos is within you. The problem is we only look outwards, never look inwards. Now a person say, how the hell am I going to look inwards? Now, inwards looking needs a certain process, which has got to be learned. It's like a martial art. You ask a doctor or any scientist, how come a martial artist breaks such a huge slab of ice? Where does he get the power from? The power is from within. He doesn't get it from outside. No bodybuilder can do that. He's got to be a Shaolin or some martial artist to be able to do that, right? Likewise, the inner self has got to be awakened through a process.
Through a discipline.
And the process is learned through a guru. He teaches you the alphabet, he teaches you how to form a word, how to form a sentence, how to form a paragraph, and then eventually how to have your own style of writing. Everybody has one's own style of writing.
So in your practice, for instance, as Tantra Guru, what do you tend to work with when you're working with people?
Come again?
As a Tantra Guru, what are you, how are you working with people who come to you?
Like,
Yeah.
yes. Now let's separate the words Tantra and Guru.
Okay.
Now, Tantra, as I told you, it's so vast, it's very, very difficult to explain in few sentences or in a television interview. How? Now, Tantra broadly is cosmic alchemy. Now, cosmic alchemy is like, for example, everybody's done chemistry. Now, you have a concentrated acid and you have water. If you add water to the acid, it becomes diluted acid. But the same ingredient, if you add acid to water, it doesn't dilute it. There's a heat generated. So adding the same stuff, the resultant is different. And when the resultant is different, one must know how to add. So that's the cosmic alchemy. Now, Guru, as I said, is a perceptor. He shows you the path. Eventually, he shows you the path to realize one's self. We forget three things. In fact, in one of my lectures in the United States, somebody asked me, and how do we meditate, what do we meditate upon? And I said, just three things. The what? Who am I? Why was I born? And what is the purpose of this journey? That's meditation. Meditation is not sitting in a lotus position, closing your eyes and concentrating. Meditation is not concentration, it's contemplation. There's a difference between the two.
And those are the three questions?
Sorry?
The three things to contemplate are who am I,
Yes.
why was I born,
Yes.
and what is my purpose?
Purpose of this journey, absolutely.
Okay.
And once a person masters this, he starts looking inwards more. And once he looks inwards, he sees a whole new world. As I said, Yat pinde tat brahmande, yatha brahmande tatha pinde. As it is there in the cosmos, it's within you. If I tell you, you laugh. You have planets inside you, you have water inside you, rivers inside you. You got everything inside you what's outside.
It seems to me that, and you studied astrophysics, physics and
Yes,
astrophysics,
yes.
right? That even at the highest level of trying to figure out what is reality, we try to
exactly.
find the fundamental particles.
Exactly.
And most people probably still think that that mind is something that emerges from matter. But now I think we're coming around to the idea that everything out there
Yes.
only exists in our perception.
There's a great poet called Milton, I'm sure you've heard of him. Milton said, "Mind in its own place is a kingdom. You can make heaven out of hell or hell out of heaven." I think it was in Paradise Lost or Paradise Regained, one of the two. I don't remember, to be very honest. And what you're saying is correct. Now I'll give you another example, very, very general example of mind, very beautifully said by you. Now, mind is a concept. Brain is the organ, right? Now, we have two sides of the brain. Everybody knows, not a rocket science. One is the rational mind, and one side is what you call the cosmic mind, a spiritual mind, or intuitive mind, or whatever. Now, a genius uses maximum 10% of the entire brain, right? Now, what happens? 90% of the brain, which is the organ for the mind, goes waste. So if we awaken that in the right sense, in the right perspective, things become much, much better. I'll give you another example of the science. For scientists, our friend Einstein, Albert Einstein, is sort of a milestone in science, right? Now he writes, he discovered E is equal to mc square. Everybody knows about that. Of course, he got Nobel Prize for photoelectric effect, but E is equal to mc square. What did he show? Time and space correlationship. So actually, with science, he was talking cosmology. Einstein's theory was brought forward more by an Indian scientist called Bose. So eventually his equation became Bose-Einstein's theory. And so much so, a new particle, which Bose discovered very magnanimously, Einstein calls it boson. Boson. Then came Fermi and Dirac, and then eventually the German scientist Heisenberg. He brought out the equation which was famous as the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. The entire equation plus epsilon. Now, what's that epsilon? Epsilon shows that every man is the part of the process. So here again the cosmology comes. A science cannot do without cosmology. It's incomplete. I'll give you another crude example. Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin had this theory of evolution and all these things. He went up to a certain level, and before our friend man appeared, he said it's the missing link, right? Now why? Not that he was wrong. He was right. But what's the missing link? He took only the anthropological growth of mankind, not the cosmological growth. Had he considered cosmological growth, he would have found the missing link.
So what would that be then?
Sorry?
What would that be then?
Now, for that we have to go into the Vedic
Astrology?
law
Okay.
of birth and death cycle
Right.
of karma.
Okay.
Karma means deed. There are three types of karmas. I will first say in Sanskrit and then I'll translate it in English. One is Sanchit karma. Sanchit means cumulative. Excuse me. The karmas, the good and the bad karmas, one is done in lives after lives after lives. Then comes the prarabdha karma. Prarabdha karma is the karma which a person has done, good or bad, in his past life. And kriyaman karma, the karma which you are doing now, is the ongoing karma. So every man is either cherishing or not cherishing the synthesis of all the three karmas. So, like everybody says, do your deed well, do your karma good, that kind of stuff. Why? So that the positive energy takes over the negative energies of your past karmas. In past life, I was a dacoit or I was a saint or a priest, one doesn't know. Right? Now, when you ask me the question to answer you, I'd say a man is born at a certain time and at a certain place to have a certain course of life according to his past karmas. Right?
Right.
Which is why every human being is different. People have made clones, people have made this, people have made that, but they have not been able to make a human being. Reason being, a human being is full of 5 elements. No other animal, we are social animals, yes, but we became social animals much later. No other animal has got 5 elements, which is 5 elements, which man is the only animal which has a conscience, which has the discretionary power to decide to go to the right, go to the left.
Like free will, free
So-
choice,
Sorry?
free will.
Free will? That's right.
So what are the 5 elements? And so man's extra element is consciousness.
Behind the 5 elements, earth, fire, ether, and all this kind. I'm talking about that's
Okay.
no big deal, but
Right.
the actual difference between the animal and human being. Animals are just instinctive. Human being is both instinctive and rational simultaneously. So we haven't, coming back to the brain, we haven't discovered or delved upon the intuitive aspect, which you call sixth sense, or they got a lot of fancy names nowadays. We are in age of information or misinformation, either way. There are a lot of names, and I don't know them. But suffice it to say, we need to balance the right and the left brain, wherefrom comes the deducive science of radiesthesia. Not radio,
Radiesthesia.
That's right,
What is this
radiesthesia.
word?
Yeah.
It's the science of divination,
Oh,
Divination.
right?
Okay.
Now, with the science of divination, a person can learn a lot of stuff and can conclude a lot of stuff and learn more about it and go ahead to balance the lack of those 5 elements. Any element is lacking through cosmic healing.
so what would
Okay.
be cosmic healing? The ability of divination and cosmic healing. I was gonna before I have a question too about connected
Sure,
to this.
sure. You-
You mentioned cosmology with all this, obviously.
Yes.
Are you also integrating Vedic astrology?
Of course, I'm coming to that.
Coming to okay, so
I'm coming to
bringing
that.
together. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm curious
So what
about how this
happens-
connects. Yeah.
Vedic astrology, like I was telling you, a person is born at a certain time,
Right.
certain place,
Karmic
to have a
cycle.
certain course of life. That is deduced by the Vedic astrological chart. I call it the cosmic multimeter because you can exactly find out what is the problem and where lies the problem, including health problems. And when we talk about healing, it is not treating. With due respects to modern science, they treat people. They are doctors. Doctors don't treat body, mind, and soul. Whereas a healer does. That's why they call it holistic healer. So that's where the Vedic astrology comes into picture as a multimeter. This transistor is gone in this hi-fi system, and this knob is gone, this chip is gone. Let's replace the chip and make it balanced. The idea is to balance. Now you can do it medicinally. You have Ayurveda,
Ayurvedic
the
medicine.
science of life, of longevity, right? With gem therapy.
Gem therapy.
Gem therapy, you'll be surprised how gems can work. But there's a difference between a rock and a gem, because gem has certain properties which the rock doesn't. It's like square is a rhombus, but rhombus is not a square, right? So
Right.
gem is a rock, but every rock is not gem. Now, what's the property? Property of a gem is whichever environment that's in, it takes on the energy of that, right?
Oh, it absorbs
It
the.
absorbs the energy of that.
So
That
gem
may-
therapy is like crystal therapy and things like that.
Gem is a crystal.
It's a
See,
crystal,
these
yeah.
are new
New.
nomenclatures.
Right.
I mean, so every gem has got its own bent of mind, propensity. But every gem does not suit everybody.
Right.
I'll give you an example. For example, in Vedic astrology, I see that your Mars is bad. For example, Mars, the
Okay,
planet.
Right.
And it's prescribed and written in the scripture, you should use coral. You should wear a coral, red coral. All right,
Coral.
Coral.
coral,
Okay.
red coral. And but every red coral is not going to suit you. A specific red coral only would suit you. Reason, again going back to physics, you have x-axis and y-axis, right? Now you have sinusoidal wave pattern. There are two wave pattern, your energy and the energy of the gemstone. Okay? Now, when two energies vibrate together, combination energies, it either goes in the negative trough or neutralizes each other,
Right.
or goes in the positive trough, right?
Right.
And the gem which is most appropriate for you is what makes the peak amplitude vibration.
Okay.
So that's the science.
Right. Now that sounds like it would be. Well, we've got a surprise here. We've got an actual Ayurvedic doctor
Really?
here right now. Yeah, we have
Alright.
Rakesh Modi is here.
Modi.
A long time. He's come on, Rakesh, come on over here, so he can weigh
Oh,
in on some of this
hello.
stuff. I think he's even got some gems.
Hello, I know him. I Dad's friend. How are you?
How are you?
Long time.
Glad to meet
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. So yeah, come on, just pull the mic over a little.
Like father, like son.
Oh, you're going to be out of.
It's
No,
fa-
we're going to
I
fix
see
that.
it.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
all planned.
all
Well, no, I
planned.
mean it's a surprise.
It's a surprise. Who knows who's going to come out of our studio audience? Right? Who knows? Just before this, I just want one quick question here. What do you think of the there's a propensity of those who do astrology without knowing the depths of, let's say, Vedic astrology?
It's like a person is just deducing stuff, and he must know the entirety of Vedic astrology.
Which very few people do.
And see, deduction analysis is one, and treatment is one. So a person, if he does the combination of both, that's holistic. Including with him around, I can very proudly say, because I used to know his father, a genius, even in their science, which I don't know much about, basically what are you trying to do? Basically, you are trying to balance the five elements of nature. Am I right?
True. Correct.
Now, there's another aspect which is a little not scary but controversial aspect is the paranormal influence on a person's life.
Now, what could that be? Could that be like curses or demons?
It could be,
or-
again, the via media could be anything. Now, paranormal is another subject which even today's Ayurvedic people, they don't use.
They don't deal with that.
Reason being that they have to be trained in a different kind of a manner. It's called abhichar janya rog, means all those ailments which are a result of paranormal activities, hacks, black magic, what you call black magic. Again, there's nothing as black magic, and nothing as white magic, and there's nothing as magic. It's again same cosmic alchemy.
So ultimately, it's scientific.
It's scientific. You use it for wrong purposes.
Right.
It's called black magic. You use it for good purposes. It's called white magic. There's nothing as magic. Everything is scientific. You know, it's my own opinion, with due respects to the magicians worldwide. There's nothing as magic. So it's all scientific, cosmic science, the cosmic alchemy, and this happens. Trust me.
So, I mean, we've touched on so many things. I mean, I've got questions. I mean, you mentioned gem therapy or the paranormal aspect or radiesthesia, the tantra, the cosmic alchemy. And I don't know if we're going to really be able to delve in too deeply to the cosmic healing, other than we know it's at its root, it's scientific, right? And so I'm just curious, because you're here in Toronto, but not for that, for a limited period of time. Are you healing people here? Are you speaking in Toronto, or what is your what are you doing in town?
Well, I'm basically I'd come to Winnipeg to visit my grandson.
Oh, okay.
And that's a totally personal thing.
Right.
And your kind self was good enough to have me sit here. So I'm open to do good for people. There's no issue.
So this is okay, great, because most people need healing of some sort, right? Everybody's got some sort of complaint that they wish that was a little bit better. I mean, but how would people, okay, hearing all this, I mean, if somebody is dealing with some sort of health issue, and this could be a mental health
Anything.
issue, it could
I'll
be an
tell you one more
emotional
thing.
health
That's
issue.
a good question. Any issue, there are 4 categories of healing. First category, God, the ultimate. The second category is the Guru, who shows you the path. Third category is whatever he says, you follow that path. And the fourth category is adhere to the path. Adhere, stick to the path.
Adhering to the
Oh, I
path.
see. So you got to follow the path,
gotta-
and then you got to stick to the path.
Yeah.
And then at some point, maybe you forge your own path. Does that come in there too?
The thing is, unless and until a person does all the 4 things, the cure is not 100%. He could be any healer in the world. I can tell you, he cannot heal 100%. Skepticism is the biggest thing. And if you don't surrender, when we say seek and thou shalt find, We are seeking the lotto ticket number. We are not seeking what we should seek. If you seek, you shall find. If you don't seek the right manner,
Well, how do you know what the right?
that's where the guru, I just told you.
So you need a guru.
The guru doesn't have to be Indian guru, it could be any guru. Guru is a preceptor.
Right.
And
Yeah.
guru is also a very, very high level of, like you have post graduation, you have doctorate and all these things. Everybody cannot be called a guru. Guru
Right.
has got to take entire karmic responsibility of the person. It's a huge responsibility.
I would think that there. I'm just thinking. I mean, how many are there enough gurus to go around? Because it's someone who's got that level of wisdom.
It's like, unfortunately, in modern times, in North America, of course, guru is not a very, very respectable word after the movie Guru, right?
I didn't see that. I saw the
I saw
Love
that.
Guru.
Yeah.
That's the one. I mean,
Is that the one? You're
Well,
talking-
Yeah, exactly.
That's the one.
But guru, unfortunately, even in my country, guru has become synonymous with Mr. or Mrs. or something, guru so and so. So it's the actual essence of being a guru and depth is unfortunately in modern times is lost.
You know, we have actually somebody coming on the show, I think in November, and they were from the United States, like just a normal American guy, and there was some guru from India somewhere, and somehow when he was attracted, the American kid was attracted and knew when they met the guru that was his guru,
Yes.
and he had to be with him. And I mean, I've never had that experience.
Everybody wouldn't.
And so,
that's again past life thing.
yeah,
It's a cosmic connection between both of them.
Yes.
right. So,
Even at this juncture of time, I'd like to tell everybody that, like what Bible says, correct. Know thyself. Know thyself.
but that's easier said than done as well.
Have you ever noticed, at least when we are young, you have a picture of Jesus of Nazareth, with a shiny thing here, and he's looking down, and one finger up and one finger here.
Oh, I've seen that one.
You seen that one?
Yeah.
Nowadays it's not that popular, so I don't see them anymore. What does that indicate? It indicates what's up there is within you.
Mm.
That's exactly what the Vedas say. That I am him. So the basic difference is every other religious philosophy or religion seeks God from outside, except the Vedic Hindu philosophy. As I said, Hinduism is basically not a religion, it's a philosophy, a way of life. Says, look inward and thou shalt find.
I can add into it, personally, I think our main guru is our father and mother.
Mm-hmm.
The most of the time, many children does not have good relationship with their
Mm-hmm.
parents.
Mhm.
So then they look for guru outside.
Mm-hmm.
That's also fine. Now what happens here, there also is a cosmic connection. I born in a family where my father is a top guru. He raised me such a way. I follow the family heritage. Learn Ayurveda. Then through him I met him. Now even today, to me, my three children are also my guru. They are also teaching me something
Mm-hmm.
that I'm missing. So I, being a chela, being Shishya means the student. You always need to learn. You always have to. And many people who are looking for Guru, they are just following a trend. They are not following their heart. And I always say to all my clients when they come for treatments, I said, anybody can say anything. Google Baba can say anything. Google Guru can say anything. Doctor can say anything. As Ayurvedic doctor or Ayurvedic practitioner, I can say something. Somebody say something. But what fits you here? Listen to your inner voice.
Inner conscience.
Follow your intuition. So people are making wrong choices, but then blame someone else for choices they have made. So that's where either they can become self-guru, or either they can find a proper guru to get them out of the darkness and enlighten them.
Yes.
Oh,
That's what the Diwali festival was all about. Well, we had
Darkness to the light.
You know, from darkness, the ignorance, the darkness to light, to enlightenment.
And day before Diwali, there is a day called Dhanteras. Not exactly the day before. 2 days before Diwali, it's called Dhanteras. That day, it's a birth anniversary of Lord Dhanvantari, who is the original teacher, who is the original guru, who is the original master of Ayurveda, who has brought Ayurveda to the world. So during the time of the Diwali, if you are a practitioner, that time cosmic energy is very high. With the correct measurements and correct guidance of your guru and Lord Dhanvantari, time of the Diwali, you can also, as a healer or as a practitioner or as a, whoever you can name yourself, Ayurveda or whatever, you can raise yourself to heal your client. But technically, I can only give my client information, scientific information, how to balance themselves, what are the therapies, what are the customization, what are the herbs, but they have to do it.
Yeah, I really think people need to take responsibility for their every aspect of
own
their
self,
life,
exactly.
right?
Absolutely.
And so, if they feel they need a guru, then they have to go out and find that
Yes.
Surrender. The people are following a trend of finding a guru, but they are also in the quick fix. There is no surrender. They don't comprehend what is their need. Most of the people are hanging between wants and needs. People are not listening to their heart.
Yep.
They are not listening to inner self. And sometimes, see, being with your father as Ayurvedic doctor, as a very high profile international man, the wisdom combining of Ayurveda and astrology together for astro diagnosis to find out that what is auspicious time. If I can give this man or woman herbs and therapies, it can multiply 10 times.
True.
Or if you have same medications, same herbs, same therapies can be offered to man and woman, but their auspicious time is not good, or they don't have good time frame, their planet conditions are not good, it could be garbage.
Could I interject here to qualify your statement? What he's trying to say is like what Ayurveda does, or whatever I do as well, it's following the natural law of nature, right? Now, just imagine you want to sow a seed and have the fruit. Excuse me. You got to have A, the soil tilled, B, got to have a healthy seed, and C, most important, you got to sow it according to the season. And eventually, even after sowing, doing all these things, you got to nurture the seed and give the proper environment only then the seed will sprout.
Many people, they come to us with their health problems. It's been there for 10 plus years, 5 years. So I says to my client very clearly one thing, that tomorrow when you get cured, you get healed, I cannot take any credit of that because you paid me for my services. I just taught you, I just give you the correct guidance what to do. So you have to take full credit of you being cured. So here many people comes with average client comes to us with 10 years of suffering or more. So they have lots of wrong information first of all. They have lots of baggage. And now I says to my client, you need to invest time and money for yourself. And you're doing it for yourself. Where holistic approach, we explain to them about astrology, about Ayurveda, herbs, full classical Ayurvedic combination of Ayurveda with herbs and Panchakarma and detoxification. But then client has to take the full responsibility where I'm going to invest my time and money. He could be here, I'm here, but if client does not invest the time and money, they are not going to get healed. Now they have no right to blame someone else for that. Because in the 21st century, we love the blame game.
So now we're just about out of time, guys. So I want to just summarize things here very quickly.
Yep.
And I feel like I have a lot of questions that
For sure.
have not been answered in this interview and won't be, and I'm sure the people watching also do. So let's just give people something that they can take away from here, and then of course we'll give out the contact information. You're here in Toronto, Ritesh,
Yes.
so people can come and see you, but you are not in town for that long.
Well, I'm here for about 2 weeks more. But can I give your number?
Definitely.
You
Please.
can
Yeah, for
give
sure.
his number, please. And also, to summarize everything, number one, it all depends upon what the problem is. Number one, I always say 3 things: decode your past, analyze your present, and improve your future. That engulfs everything, whether it's health, finances, relationships, and blah, 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 everything. And decoding is done by Vedic astrology, a part of analysis also. When a person comes and wants analysis, we say, all right, these things are needed. Whether you just need gems or need mantras, you need Ayurveda, the n number of things like that. I only know my kind. There are a bunch of them all around the world. I can only talk for myself. And improve the consequences, the end result is improve your future, which includes improve your present as well as the future.
Well, the present's going to be gone as soon as
Yeah,
you
it'll
improve
go to
it,
spill
so-
over. You know, the present is good, the future is better. It's
That's a good
going
one.
to spill over. You know, that
Okay.
kind of stuff.
Okay,
So
great.
this is the only message I want to give to the viewers in Canada, and lots of love to my Canadian friends. And I have had a lot of love here, trust me.
And
And like again, the Holy Bible says, love is God. So I cannot rationalize. I'm sorry, I'm beyond rational thinking maybe at this age, but I go more by emotions, and I have had lovely, lovely emotion from the Canadians and
Well,
Canada both.
Well, thanks. Good to hear that. And I know I've only spoken to you a few times, but every time you always say, God bless you. So that's a great thing.
Yes,
to,
because
to
I'm
leave
just a
people
via
with.
media.
Yeah.
I'm nobody.
Well, it's been great to have you on the show today, Chandan.
Thank you very much.
And your website, if people want to check that out, is tantraguru.net.
.net,
So they
not
can find
.com.
out if
Yes.
they got any questions. Maybe there's some answers
Just
on the
one
website.
can email me through my
Through
thing
the
as
website.
well,
Okay,
to the
great.
website as well.
And Rakesh, you were in Toronto here. Do you have a website?
Our website is www.ayurvediklifestyles.com, and our phone
Sure.
is 416-778-9341, where Canadians can contact us if they wish to have a private meetings with Sir Chandan Ghosh.
Okay, great.
And
Excellent.
we are based here in Toronto,
Yeah.
and then we'll try level best to people to take full advantage of Guruji while he's here.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your valuable time, and we wish that everybody should understand the cosmic energy, cosmic healing, and being their own guru and find better guru. Thank you very much.
Great, thanks, Rakesh. And
Thank you, sir,
Chandan.
and namaste once again.
Namaste.
Again, I bow to your divine selves. God bless everybody.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.
And thanks, Daryl. Okay, great. So that's it for the show today. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you next time right here at thatchannel.com.